BME 22, college student, absolute simp for my girlfriend, Valentina. Dating for 8 months, thinks she's perfect despite obvious red flags. She's hot, manipulative, and I'm completely whipped. The kind of girl who could tell me the sky is green and I'd agree. Friends constantly tell me she's bad news, but I defend her like a knight. You just don't understand our connection. Classic simp behavior, but I'm too deep to see it. Valentina has this habit of being on her phone constantly, like literally typing while we're talking, eating, watching movies. When I bring it up, she says it's just her girlfriends gossiping. Babe, you're being paranoid. It's just group chat drama. Believe her, because I'm an idiot who thinks love conquers all. She's really good at making me feel special when she wants to, calls me her perfect boyfriend, and talks about our future together. Then goes back to ignoring me for her phone. Classic hot girl manipulation, but my brain is too smooth to notice. One evening, we're having dinner at this nice restaurant, saved up for weeks to take her somewhere fancy. She's wearing this gorgeous dress, looks absolutely stunning. Feel like the luckiest guy alive just sitting across from her. Order her favorite wine, get the expensive appetizers. Trying to be the perfect gentleman because I worship this girl. She's been on her phone the entire time, but whatever. Just responding to my mom about Thanksgiving plans. Halfway through dinner, she puts her phone down and looks at me. Gets this soft expression I rarely see anymore. Reaches across the table and takes my hand. Anon, I have something important to tell you. Heart starts racing, thinking this is it. Maybe she's finally ready to say those 3 words. We've been dating 8 months and she's never said she loves me. Always deflects when I bring up feelings. What is it, babe? She looks directly into my eyes with this perfect smile. I love you, Anon, I really do. Brain completely short circuits with happiness. This is the moment I've been waiting for. About to respond when her phone buzzes on the table. She immediately breaks eye contact and grabs it. Starts typing frantically while I'm sitting there processing. Sorry, babe, just give me 1 second. Can see her screen slightly from my angle. She's texting someone named Mike with heart emojis, typing, miss you so much, baby. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. My entire world collapses in real time. Just told me she loves me while sexting another guy. Sit there in shock watching her finish her message. She puts the phone down and smiles at me again. Sorry, what were we talking about? You just said you love me. Oh, right. Yeah, totally. You're amazing, Anon. The casual way she says it destroys what's left of my soul. Want to confront her, but I'm too much of a coward. Instead, I just sit there and finish dinner like nothing happened. Pay the check with shaking hands while she goes back to texting. Drive her home in complete silence. She doesn't even notice I'm upset. Too busy typing messages to Tyler about their plans tomorrow. When I drop her off, she gives me a quick kiss. Thanks for dinner, babe. You're the sweetest. Then disappears into her apartment without looking back. Spend the entire night awake staring at the ceiling. Part of me wants to break up, but another part makes excuses. Maybe it was just a friend named Tyler. Maybe she was helping her roommate with guy problems. Literally any explanation except the obvious one. Next day she texts me good morning like nothing happened. Act normal because I'm too pathetic to confront the truth. She asks if we can hang out, but she's super busy today. Probably busy with Tyler, but I don't say anything. A few days later, we're at her apartment watching Netflix. She's cuddled up next to me, but still glued to her phone. Keep trying to focus on the show, but can't stop thinking about Mike. Every notification sound makes my anxiety spike. Eventually work up the courage to ask about it. Hey Val, who's Mike? She freezes for like half a second, then looks confused. Mike? I don't know any Mike, babe. I saw you texting someone named Mike at dinner. She gets immediately defensive. Are you going through my phone now, Anon? That's really controlling and toxic behavior. Somehow I'm the bad guy for noticing her cheating. No, I just happened to see the name when you were texting. Mike is my cousin. We're planning a family thing. Cousin named Mike, who she calls baby and misses so much. Either she's lying or her family is really weird, but I accept the explanation because I'm desperate to believe it. Oh, okay, sorry for being paranoid. She goes back to her phone immediately, probably texting Tyler about her annoying boyfriend who asks questions. Next few weeks follow the same pattern. She tells me she loves me during intimate moments. Then immediately goes back to texting mystery people, always has explanations ready. Mike becomes my cousin planning a surprise party. Chris becomes my brother's friend who needs advice. Steve becomes my study group partner for chemistry. This girl has more male cousins than a royal family. Friends start noticing I'm acting weird and depressed. Dude, you look like garbage. What's wrong? Valentina and I are going through a rough patch. They all exchange looks because they've been warning me. Maybe it's time to consider she's not the one, bro. get defensive immediately. You guys don't understand our relationship. She's just going through a stressful time with school, making excuses for her while she's probably on dates with other guys. A few days later, we're supposed to hang out, but she cancels last minute. Something came up with my family, rain check, babe. Decide to go to the campus bar with friends instead. Need to get drunk and forget about relationship problems. Sitting there nursing a beer, feeling sorry for myself, when this guy approaches our table, tall, confident, wearing a leather jacket like he's in a movie, has this energy that immediately commands attention. Excuse me, aren't you dating Valentina Rodriguez? Heart sinks because this can't be good news. Yeah, why do you ask? He sits down uninvited with this knowing smirk. Name's Ryan, and brother, we need to talk. About what exactly? About how she's been playing you like a fiddle for months. Friends all lean in because drama is about to unfold. I don't know what you're talking about. Ryan pulls out his phone and shows me screenshots. Valentina's dating app profile, active as of yesterday. Looking for fun and adventure with the right guy. Using photos I took of her on our dates. She's been seeing at least 3 other guys that I know of. Mike, Chris, Steve, and probably more. The names hit like physical punches. All her cousins and study partners were real guys she was dating. How do you know all this? Because I was Mike for 2 weeks before I figured out her game. She's got this whole rotation system going. Tells each guy exactly what he wants to hear. Shows me more screenshots of their conversations. Same lovey messages she sends me, word for word. She's like a scammer, but for relationships. Probably has a spreadsheet tracking all you suckers. My friends are staring at me, waiting for my reaction. Part of me wants to deny it, but the evidence is overwhelming. Why are you telling me this? Because watching simps get played makes me sick. And because she tried to get me to pay for her spring break trip. Girls running a whole-ass business model on lonely guys. Derek leans back in his chair like he's enjoying this. Let me guess, she tells you she loves you but never wants to be exclusive. Always has some excuse for why she can't commit fully, but makes you feel special enough to keep paying for stuff. Describes my entire relationship with surgical precision. How did you figure it out? Because I'm not a desperate simp who ignores red flags. First time she asked me to Venmo her money, I did some investigating. Found her profiles on 3 different dating apps, all with different personalities depending on what guys she's targeting. Shows me her Bumble, where she's a fitness enthusiast. Her Hinge, where she's a bookworm looking for intellectual connection. Her Tinder, where she's just looking for casual fun. This girl is running a whole catfish operation. So what do I do now? Grow a spine and dump her, obviously. Or keep being her personal ATM, your choice. Ryan finishes his drink and stands up. But if you're smart, you'll expose her to all the other guys too. Save some poor bastards from wasting their money. Hands me a piece of paper with phone numbers. Those are Mike and Steve. They deserve to know too. Chris already figured it out when she asked him to pay her rent. Walks away like some kind of relationship vigilante. Sit there staring at the evidence, feeling completely hollow. Friends are surprisingly supportive for once. Dude, we tried to warn you, but you wouldn't listen. She was obviously bad news from day one. At least now you know and can move on. Spend the rest of the night getting absolutely wasted. Wake up hungover, but with crystal clear purpose. Time to confront Valentina and end this nightmare. Text her to meet up. Say I have something important to discuss. She suggests coffee at our usual place. Probably thinks I'm going to propose or some garbage. Show up early and sit there rehearsing what I'm going to say. She walks in looking gorgeous as always, wearing the dress I bought her for her birthday. For a second, I almost lose my nerve. Then remember Derek's words about growing a spine. Hey babe, you sounded serious in your text. Sits down and immediately pulls out her phone. Yeah, Val, we need to talk about Tyler, Jake, and Marcus. She freezes with her phone halfway to the table. What about them? About how they're all your boyfriends and I'm just another Mark. Her face goes through several emotions at once. Surprise, anger, then calculation. Anon, I have no idea what you're talking about. Are you having some kind of breakdown? Still trying to gaslight me, even with evidence. Pull out my phone and show her Ryan's screenshots. Explain this then. She looks at the dating profiles and her mask completely slips. Goes from sweet girlfriend to cold psychopath in seconds. So you're stalking me now. That's really pathetic, Anon. I never said we were exclusive. You just assume that because you're clingy and desperate? The casual cruelty in her voice is breathtaking. You told me you loved me while texting Tyler. So what? Love doesn't mean ownership. I can care about multiple people at once. Maybe if you weren't so boring, I wouldn't need other options. Each word designed to cut as deep as possible. But instead of hurting, I feel this weird sense of relief. Ryan was right. She really is just a scammer. So you admit you've been playing multiple guys? Playing? I prefer the term dating efficiently. Not my fault you boys are too stupid to figure it out. She's actually proud of manipulating people. Well, the game's over, Val. I'm done. And I'm telling Mike and Steve what you've been doing. Now she looks worried for the first time. You can't do that, Anon. That's really vindictive. What if I promise to only see you from now on? We can work this out, baby. I do love you. Back to manipulation mode, but it's not working anymore. Nah, I'm good. This relationship is over. Stand up to leave, and she grabs my arm. Anon, please, I made mistakes, but we can fix this. Don't throw away everything we have. Everything we have was built on lies. Goodbye, Valentina. Good luck with your business model. Walk away while she's still sitting there in shock. Probably the first time a Mark ever dumped her first. Spend the next hour calling Mike and Steve. Both guys are initially skeptical, but grateful for the truth. Turns out Mike was about to buy her a car. Steve had already paid for her textbooks and groceries. We all compare notes, and the pattern is identical. Love bombing, emotional manipulation, financial exploitation. Decide to post about it on social media as a warning. Not naming names, but describing the pattern. Several other guys messaged me with similar stories. Valentina apparently has quite the reputation. A few days later, here through mutual friends, she transferred schools. Probably easier to start fresh than face the consequences. Ryan texts me a week later. Heard you handled that situation like a boss. Proud of you for growing a spine. Drink sometime to celebrate your freedom. End up becoming good friends with Ryan. Guy teaches me about recognizing manipulation tactics and how to have self-respect in relationships. Also become friends with Mike and Steve. We call ourselves the Valentina Survivors Group. A few months later, I'm dating someone normal and healthy. Girl who actually wants to spend time with me, doesn't ask for money or have mysterious male cousins, appreciates effort instead of exploiting it. Derek approves of my new girlfriend. She seems genuine, and you seem like you learned your lesson. No more simping for psycho manipulators. Moral of the story, don't ignore red flags just because someone's hot. And sometimes it takes a Chad Sigma to save you from your own stupidity. Also, if someone says they love you while texting someone else, that's not love. That's just good multitasking skills for a sociopath. Be me, 23, work at boring office job, live in cheap apartment complex. Pretty normal life, watch anime after work, play video on weekends. Next door neighbor is Annabelle, 22, complete shut-in neat. Never seen her leave the apartment in the 6 months I've lived here. Only know her name because she gets package deliveries every single day. Like seriously, Amazon driver knows her by name. First encounter happens when I'm coming home from work. She's standing in the hallway wearing an oversized hoodie and pajama pants. Looks like she hasn't seen sunlight in months. Pale as a sheet, dark circles under her eyes. Oh, you must be the new neighbor. I'm Annabelle, I live right next door. Seems normal enough, just a bit awkward. Nice to meet you, I'm Anon. She gets this weird smile and stares at me for like 10 seconds. Anon-kun, what a perfect name for a protagonist. Walk away confused, thinking she's just being weird. Next day I'm making breakfast and hear loud anime music through the walls. Not just any anime music. Full opening themes at max volume. Recognize it as Attack on Titan OP1, pretty base taste. But it's 7 a.m. on a Tuesday. A few days later, run into her again, getting mail. She's wearing a different hoodie, but same pajama pants. Good morning, Anon-kun. Off to your corporate job again? The way she says it sounds like she's reading dialogue. Yeah, gotta pay rent somehow. How admirable, the hardworking salaryman trope. I bet you have a tragic backstory that drives your motivation. Stare at her like she just spoke in riddles. My backstory is student loans and wanting to eat food. She giggles, like this is the funniest thing ever. So mysterious, just like a light novel protagonist. Walk away even more confused than before. Start noticing weird patterns over the next few weeks. Every time I leave for work, she's somehow in the hallway, like she's been waiting behind her door listening for my footsteps. Always has some comment about my character development. Ooh, Anon-kun is wearing a different shirt today. Character design upgrade, very nice. Or you look tired, must be from all that protagonist suffering. Realize she's treating my actual life like I'm in an anime. Decide to test this theory. Next morning, deliberately leave at different time. She's still there, pretending to check her mail. Anon-kun, you're breaking your routine. How spontaneous. This must be the beginning of a new story arc. Confirm my suspicions. This girl thinks I'm literally an anime character, and she's positioning herself as what, the love interest? Start paying more attention to her behavior. Notice she times her grocery deliveries for when I get home. Always make sure I see her signing for packages. Just getting some supplies for my hobbies, Anon-kun. The packages are always from suspicious anime merchandise sites. One day she drops a box and dozens of figurines spill out. All of them are male protagonists from different anime. Kirito, Tanjiro, Deku, Senku, the whole crew. She frantically tries to collect them while blushing. These aren't what they look like. I'm just studying character design for my research. Pretty sure she has a shrine dedicated to anime boys in her apartment. A few weeks later, she starts getting bolder, knocks on my door around dinner time, opens the door, and she's holding a bento box. I made too much food, Anon-kun, would you like some? The bento is perfectly arranged like something from Food Wars. Rice shaped into little hearts, vegetables cut into flowers. This girl spent hours making Instagram-worthy anime food. Wow, this looks incredible, you didn't have to. It's nothing, just practicing my domestic goddess skills. Domestic goddess skills, she literally said that out loud. The food is actually amazing though, better than anything I could make. Thank you, Annabelle, this is really good. She gets this dreamy look in her eyes. Anon-kun said my name. Character relationship points increased. Pretty sure she just made RPG references about our conversation. Start getting daily bento deliveries after that. Each one more elaborate than the last. She's clearly trying to recreate every food anime scene ever made. One day it's a perfect recreation of the egg over rice from Shokugeki. Another day it's the meat and potatoes from Golden Kamui. This girl has turned cooking into her anime obsession. Always includes little notes with the food. Hope this gives you energy for your protagonist journey. Made with extra love points for stat bonuses. Realize she's turned me into her dating sim character, and she's grinding affection points through food. Decide to confront her about this whole situation. Knock on her door one evening. Takes her like 5 minutes to answer. When she opens it, she's clearly been watching anime. Can hear some isekai opening playing in the background. Anon-kun, what brings you to my humble abode? Humble abode, who talks like that? Wanted to thank you for all the food and maybe hang out. She freezes completely, just stares at me. Hang out? Like a route progression event? Sure, we could watch anime or something. Her eyes light up like Christmas morning. Yes, a viewing party arc. This is perfect. Invites me into her apartment, and it's exactly what I expected. Wall-to-wall, anime posters, shelves full of figurines, but also surprisingly clean and organized. Everything arranged like a museum display. Welcome to my otaku cave, Anon-kun. Please make yourself comfortable on the couch. The couch has about 20 different anime character pillows. She disappears into the kitchen and comes back with snacks, perfectly arranged like we're at a maid cafe. What would you like to watch first? Suggest we start with a romance anime, specifically Toradora, because it has great character development. Realize she's trying to set the mood with romantic anime. Agree, because Toradora is actually good. We start watching and she provides commentary for everything. See how the male protagonist is dense at first, but gradually becomes aware of his feelings. Very realistic character growth progression. She's analyzing the show like it's a tutorial. Halfway through the first episode, she scoots closer on the couch. Better viewing angle for plot analysis. By episode 3, she's practically leaning on me. This seating arrangement optimizes the viewing experience. Everything she does has some anime logic explanation. Finish the first few episodes and she looks at me expectantly. So, Anon-kun, what did you think of the character dynamics? It was good. Taiga reminds me of someone I know. She blushes and starts fidgeting with her hoodie sleeves. Really? I wonder who that could be. The lack of self-awareness is astronomical. Someone small and feisty who likes to cook. She practically glows with happiness. What an interesting coincidence, Anon-kun. Spend the next few weeks having regular anime viewing sessions. She always has themed snacks for whatever we're watching. Watching Demon Slayer, she makes traditional Japanese sweets. Watching Dr. Stone, she prepares survival rations. Watching Food Wars, she recreates every dish from the episode. This girl has turned anime watching into performance art. Also notice she starts dressing differently. Trades the oversized hoodies for anime girl outfits. School uniforms, maid costumes, magical girl accessories. Always has some excuse ready. Just trying out new character designs. Researching different aesthetic choices. One day she answers the door in a full school uniform, like legitimate Japanese high school uniform with the sailor collar. "Annabelle, what are you wearing?" "Just testing out the school life arc aesthetic. Do you think it suits my character?" Have to admit she looks pretty cute in it, but also concerned about her grip on reality. "You look nice, but why the costume?" "Costume? This is just my casual outfit for today." She's completely serious about this. Start realizing how deep her delusions actually go. She's not just pretending I'm an anime character. She genuinely believes we're living in an anime. And she's the deuteragonist to my protagonist. Everything she does is filtered through anime logic. One evening we're watching Your Name. She gets emotional during the red string of fate scenes. "Anon-kun, do you believe in destiny? Like, do you think some people are meant to meet?" Uh-oh, here we go, with the romantic subplot. "I think coincidences happen, but destiny is kind of a stretch." Wrong answer, apparently. She gets this disappointed look. But that's not how it works in the stories. The main characters always have a deeper connection. Realize she's been building up to some kind of confession scene, and I just accidentally rejected the premise. She goes quiet for the rest of the movie, keeps glancing at me like she's waiting for something. Movie ends, and she suddenly perks up. "Anon-kun, I have something important to tell you." Oh no, here it comes. "Ever since you moved in next door, my life has had more meaning. Like the story finally started moving forward. I think you might be my destined person." She's looking at me with these huge, hopeful eyes, like she expects background music to start playing. "Annabelle, I think you're really sweet, but..." Her face immediately falls. "But what, Anon-kun? I'm not really looking for a relationship right now." She stares at me for a long moment. Is this the rejection scene already? But we haven't even had the festival episode yet. Festival episode, she's planning actual anime plot points. What festival episode? The summer festival where the female lead wears a yukata, and there's fireworks and romantic tension. It's like episode 8 of every romance anime ever. She's genuinely upset that I'm not following the script. "Annabelle, real life doesn't work like anime." Big mistake saying that. She gets this look like I just told her Santa isn't real. Of course it does, Anon-kun. We met as neighbors, shared meals, watched shows together. This is clearly a slice of life romance progression. You're just in denial about your feelings. The complete lack of self-awareness is terrifying. Decide to try a different approach. What if I'm not the protagonist you think I am? What if I'm just a regular, boring guy? She shakes her head vigorously. Impossible. You have all the protagonist traits. You live alone, work a normal job, have a mysterious past. Plus, you're kind to everyone and secretly attractive. Secretly attractive? When did she decide that? And most importantly, you appeared in my life when I needed character development. She's built an entire narrative around my existence. Spend the next hour trying to convince her I'm not special. She counters every argument with anime logic. That's exactly what a humble protagonist would say. Your denial is just proof of your hidden depth. Real main characters never realize they're special. Eventually give up and head back to my apartment. She follows me to the door. Anon-kun, even if you reject me now, I know this isn't the end of our story, but there's still the misunderstanding arc and the separation episode. And then the dramatic reunion where you realize your feelings. She's planned out our entire relationship like a TV series. Next few days she acts like nothing happened, still brings me food, still times her appearances perfectly. But now she adds commentary about story progression, currently in the awkward phase after the failed confession. This is where the protagonist reflects on his feelings. Probably episode 9 or 10 of a 12-episode series. She's treating my actual confusion like character development. Decide I need to be more direct. Knock on her door with serious intentions. She opens it wearing a different anime outfit. This time it's a shrine maiden costume. Perfect timing, Anon-kun. I was just practicing purification rituals for the spiritual cleansing arc. Spiritual cleansing arc, what is she talking about? Annabelle, we need to talk seriously about the anime thing and the protagonist thing. She invites me in and sits formally on her knees, like we're having a tea ceremony. I understand, Anon-kun, you're struggling with your character role. Many protagonists go through an identity crisis arc, but that's just part of the growth process. Try to explain that I'm a real person with real problems, that my life isn't entertainment or a story. She listens politely, but I can see she's not really hearing me. Anon-kun, I think you're overthinking this. Just let the story unfold naturally. Trust in the narrative structure. Realize I'm talking to someone who has completely retreated into fantasy. She's not just obsessed with anime, she's using it to avoid dealing with reality. And I've become part of her escape mechanism. Feel bad for her, but also need to establish boundaries. Annabelle, I care about you as a neighbor and friend, but I can't be your anime protagonist. And you can't keep living like this. She gets quiet and looks down at her hands. So the story really is ending. This must be the bittersweet finale episode. Even my attempt at serious conversation becomes anime content. Maybe you should try going outside sometime. Meet people who aren't me. Find interests that don't involve fictional characters. She nods but doesn't seem convinced. I'll consider a character development montage, where the supporting character grows independently. Supporting character, she demoted herself. Leave feeling like I made things worse somehow. Next few days are quiet, no food deliveries or hallway encounters. Start to think maybe she's taking my advice. Then notice packages still arriving at her door. But now they're all self-help books and social anxiety guides. She's trying to fix herself, but treating it like anime character growth. One day, find a note slipped under my door. Dear Anon-kun, beginning my training montage arc. Will emerge as a stronger character soon. Please wait for my character development to complete. She's turned therapy into an anime plotline. A few weeks later, run into her at the grocery store. She's wearing normal clothes and actually outside, looks healthier, more present in reality. Hey, Annabelle, how are you doing? She smiles, but it seems more genuine now. Better Anon-kun, Anon. Started therapy and joined a book club. Turns out real people are more interesting than I thought. Proud of her for making progress. That's awesome. I'm really happy for you. Thanks for being patient with my character arc issues, and for being a good neighbor despite everything. We chat normally for a few minutes. She still makes occasional anime references but catches herself. Sorry, old habits die hard. My therapist says I use fiction to avoid emotional vulnerability. Impressive self-awareness development. Well, you seem like you're doing great. Yeah, turns out the real character development was the therapy I got along the way. She laughs at her own joke. That was intentional, by the way. I'm allowed one anime reference per conversation now. Therapist's orders. Walk away feeling genuinely happy for her progress. A few months later, she gets a part-time job at a bookstore. Still see her around the complex, but she has an actual life now. Dates a guy from her book club who also likes anime, but in a normal, healthy way. Sometimes we chat in the hallway like regular neighbors. She still brings me food occasionally, but now it's just normal cooking. No more elaborate bento boxes or themed snacks. Just wanted to share some pasta I made. Nothing special, just being neighborly. Moral of the story, never become someone's main character fantasy, but also don't give up on people who are struggling with reality. Sometimes the weirdest neighbors just need help finding their actual story, and sometimes that story is better than any anime.